Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll take a look into a Serbian big man who also has guard-like skills. He's in MVP talk and has a great chance of winning that title. He may be big, unathletic, and slow, but his decision-making skills and ability to score makes him an unordinary big man. Today's topic is NBA legends and more on Nikola Jokic. But before we get into the video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more.
And he's, we've known him to be a great passer out of the post, but man, a 17 assist game.
In order to have 17 assists, you gotta have guys like Kenny.
So Nikola Jokic, or also known as the Joker, is not your ordinary big man. He's a great passer, can shoot the ball, and can also play in the point guard position. What 7-footer have you ever seen as versatile as the Joker? And with the NBA being dominated by guards, he's one of the front runners for MVP this season as a big man. So let's check out what some NBA legends and more have to say about the Joker.
Talk about this for
okay, guys, with 30, 15, and 15. By the way, Jokic with 17 rebounds in his in assists. 17 assists in his triple-double tonight.
Is that a record for a center?
That's a lot. Jokic, Harden, Bird, Magic, Oscar, and Wilt.
Okay, so Shaq, a guy like that fun to play with. Yeah. I mean, he's a lot of fun to play with. Guys are kicking that ball. Your movement is better. It's kind of like when you play with LeBron, you see the difference when, like, he would be fun to play with because all you got to do is move and he's going to find you. Jokic, you see a lot of those passes, he's looking on the other side of the court. He's not even on the weak side. He's taking, on the strong side. He's taking it to the weak side to hit guys right and all that. They're like Kenny did in the finals, locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded, 7.
In a loss to the Kings on Saturday, we also saw him drop 47 in a win over the Jazz just a couple weeks ago. Richard, do you expect this scoring surge to continue all season?
Well, I wouldn't say all season, but I think he's put himself in a position where he understands that he's got to score, that he's an amazing playmaker. He does so much. He always, he's a pretty good scorer, probably not in the league's elite, but I expect him to continue this.
I mean, this is unbelievable. When I look at this guy, he can't jump over a phone book. He's not that fast. He just continues to dominate these games year in and year out. And it makes me want to believe that he's probably our games. He has to be the top 3 most skilled players in the game because he doesn't have any athleticism. I mean, no definition, no speed, and he continues to be major factor out there on the offensive end. And it's just, it's fun to watch though. I mean, it just puts hope in all the little pudgy kids around the world that you can do it too.
He's not that pudgy anymore, Paul. He's been on this whole diet since the bubble. He did compare his athleticism to LeBron's the other day. He said, he gets up a little higher and has a little bit more razzle dazzle when he dunks than LeBron. But hey, no one's perfect, right? I mean, you got to feel bad for that LeBron guy. He said he's got a great sense of humor, obviously. Richard, where do you see him in the MVP race right now?
Ooh, I definitely think he's top 3 in the MVP race. I think it's really him. I think it's LeBron, and I think Embiid in the Eastern Conference. Jokic, especially because Denver's slow start, he has picked it up, and I think that definitely has vaulted him higher in that MVP race.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the numbers speak for itself. I mean, like you said, LeBron, Embiid, Denver, if they continue to surge and they can be a top 3 seed, I believe that he's a true candidate for the MVP because the numbers, like I said, they're going to speak for themselves all year long. It's going to be dependent on how well his team does in the Western Conference. If they can secure a top 4 seed, then most definitely.
There's no debate on why many think the Joker will win MVP this season. It may come down to where Denver finishes in the West, but they have a high chance of making a good run in the playoffs. Do you have Jokic or Embiid winning the MVP title? It's a close race, and we'll have to see how the season ends. So let's check out some more on what legends and more think of the Joker.
Depending on how you play him. I was there on every move he did. He just made tough shots. I feel like it wasn't hard at all.
Is that BS or real talk from Mitchell Robinson?
Let me tell Mitchell Robinson, that's what great players do. They make bad shots. That's BS. Bull.
saying this because you should show no fear. You should. But at the end of the day, let's be real. Like, his numbers speak for himself. Jokic, like, that's what he is. But so it's BS, but I like it. You should let your teammates know there's no fear. Whoever I'm going to have to guard, I'm going to do a great job.
If it's not hard, go out there and stop him. He had 20 and 10 that night.
Yeah, that's the thing. You did a great job. You held him to 20, 10, and 5.
You held him to under triple-double, which he's averaging.
Which he's averaging. Right, so, like, by those numbers.
22 and 10.
Well, yeah, those are great.
He held him to 5 less assists.
I did ask our researcher for the numbers one-on-one and sort of that thing. I don't know if we can throw that up there. So there you go.
72%.
But that's when defended by Robinson, Jokic scored 15 points, 6 of 9 from the floor, effective field goal percentage.
When you talk like that, you put pressure on yourself. You got to come back and lock that up next time.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's also easier to talk like that when you're in a different conference and you only could possibly see him 1 or 2 times a year. You don't really say that when you could possibly go against somebody in the playoffs, but it's the Knicks. Wow.
Did the Joker's performance Sunday change the MVP race at all?
Absolutely. Look, he jumps ahead of LeBron James. I think it's him and Joel Embiid MVP to be one right now. Look, I am just so happy that the big men are starting to dominate the league again, because for a minute they were going away, Rachel. And so when you look at what Joker is doing, this is a guy that is not athletic. This is a guy that don't run fast, don't move quick, but plays the pace of his game and gets the job done. And in my opinion, he's arguably one of the greatest skilled bigs to ever play the game. Greg Popovich said he's the modern day Larry Bird, and guess what? He told no lies.
It's a little exhausting to do the MVP update day after day after day, but even forget last game. Nikola Jokic right now is the MVP of this season. And yeah, last night did matter. They blew out basically a team that was on an 11-game winning streak that looked unbeatable. And what was amazing about that game, if you watched it, it looked so easy. I mean, he just put up the most effortless 35-point half I think I've ever seen. Raining jump shots, little hook shots. Rudy Gobert's on me. Okay, fake. Hook shot goes in. It was so easy for him to dominate a team that had been on fire. And he's been, I think he's the best passing big man in the history of the league, period. And I think he is the MVP right now. But this is going to be one of those seasons, I hope, like 2017 when Russ won, when we have like a nice 3, 4-man, 5-man MVP race. I think it's going to get frothy.
Meanwhile, the Joker, he's averaging a triple-double and leading the league in assists among qualified players. The last center to lead in assist was Wilt Chamberlain in 1967 and 68. And speaking of Wilt, centers winning the MVP used to be the norm in the 60s and the 70s, but that's changed as of late. No center has won the award since Shaq did it in 2000. So that brings up the question, can a classic big, we're talking a classic big, their back is to the basket, they're posting up, they're grinding it out, they're getting boards, can actually still win the MVP award. Jay Rose is back, Jay Will is here, and Jay Will, we'll start with you. But Jay Rose, let me ask you a question. If you're building a team today, you get your pick of the litter in centers, and you're choosing between the Joker and Embiid, who are you going with?
This is tough. But when you said building, I think that swayed my vote. Because if it was one night or a 7-game series, I'll take Joel Embiid because of what he's going to also give me defensively, blocking shots and rim protecting. But if you're talking about building, it has to be a Joker. He's shown me that he can score, get boards, and assists, and he led the Denver Nuggets to the Western Conference playoffs last season. He's also amongst the league leaders in steals. So if you look at what he's done with his team the last couple of seasons versus Embiid, that is a small sample size. So the Joker, if you're trying to build for the long haul.
Okay, well, forget building for the long haul, Jay Rose. Just give me your best big all time. You just brought up Wilt Chamberlain. Who are we going with?
The Joker made history and became the first center since Kareem in 1975 to put up 50 points, 12 assists, 8 rebounds, and 3 blocks on shooting 20 for 33. He also became the 7th player in Nuggets history to score 50-plus points. I think it's the perfect year for a big man to get a taste of what being MVP feels like. So thanks for tuning in to watch today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.